Hey sis, get in here and welcome back. We got something to talk about. Pull up a chair. Have you ever felt scattered, exhausted, and like you're working 10 times harder than everybody else just to stay afloat? If that's you, lean in, all the way in. Because what if you're not just lazy? What if you're not overly emotional or too forgetful? What if this whole time, sis? What if this whole time it's been ADHD? Hi, I'm Dr. DeeDee Wednesday, therapist, mommy, and motivator, and today we're going to talk about ADHD and what it actually looks like in women. Because oftentimes we're misdiagnosed, ignored, and even dismissed, but not today. Today I'm going to equip you with some common symptoms typically present in women that are oftentimes overlooked. Let's get started. Today I want to talk to you about what ADHD really looks like in women, why so many of us get missed, and how my own diagnosis really shifted the way I see myself. So before we start, here's the thing. This is why we're constantly getting overlooked as women when it comes to ADHD. It's because of the initial research and even sometimes the current research as it relates to ADHD. Because oftentimes the research and the criteria for ADHD is based on little boys in classroom settings who are bouncing around and can't sit still. And that's not us. As women, we're out here masking, trying to hold it together, trying to juggle all of our balls: mommy, wife, co-worker, daughter, sister, friend, lover, all of the things. And while we think we're holding it together on the outside, sis, on the inside, we're overwhelmed, mentally cluttered, and feeling ashamed because we're really not able to keep up in the same way that other people do. And that creates shame and disappointment, self-disappointment. And instead of being flagged for ADHD, oftentimes women are diagnosed with anxiety, called overly emotional, or even a hot mess. And let's be real, how many of us have laughed off our own struggles? How many of us dismiss the things that we experience by saying things like, oh, I just have mom brain. Sometimes I'm a little bit forgetful. And then we double back and we're really hard on ourselves because of that forgetfulness, because of that emotional instability, and because of the lack of internal motivation that we don't feel. Well, baby girl, I'm here to tell you that internal chaos that you're always feeling, that's always going on in your mind, that's not part of your personality. That could potentially be ADHD. And trust me, I fought it for years and years. But I recently got diagnosed and started taking medication. And let me tell you, game changer. So let's talk about the girls. The signs in women when it comes to ADHD look vastly different, especially in comparison to little boys. So let's break them down. Let's talk about the signs that women experience as it relates to ADHD that are oftentimes overlooked or even missed. Number one, emotional intensity. Girl, if your feelings feel like they are always on 10, you have big feelings, big emotions. Sometimes rage, a lot of times rage. That could be ADHD because our brains struggle to regulate emotions. So when we're having these emotions, they're not just your regular, a little bit of anger, a little bit of happiness, a little bit of frustration. It's a whole lot of anger, a whole lot of joy, overly excited, a whole lot of frustration. Our emotions are very intense. And on top of them being intense, we struggle to regulate them. We go from one to another, just depending on the situation. Number two, forgetfulness that goes beyond the normal forgetting little things here and there. The ADHD girls are not just losing our keys every once in a while. Girl, we are losing track of entire conversations. You can be talking to me and one moment I'm with you, nodding, smiling, responding, and the next minute, I don't even have a clue what you're talking about. I'm struggling to even stay focused, let alone tracking the conversation. I have forgotten what we're even talking about. And no matter how hard we try, we're constantly missing deadlines, constantly missing appointments, forgetting birthdays. And you can put all these things in a calendar and still somehow you forget. And oftentimes people think that we are irresponsible. They think we're lazy, or sometimes they think we don't care. But that's not true. We're really trying. We're also just really struggling. Number three, people pleasing. I know we talk a lot on social media about people pleasing, but women with ADHD really struggle with people pleasing. A lot of times we say yes to everything in an effort to really hide or kind of mask our disorganization. And because oftentimes we're so forgetful and people think that we don't care about things, we start saying yes in order to kind of combat some of that "you don't care, you're just lazy" that we hear on a regular basis from coworkers and loved ones and even sometimes friends. So we overcompensate by saying yes all the time, feeling like that's going to kind of make up for the things that we're not doing. Or because sometimes we have so many struggles, we oftentimes feel like people don't like us. And so we overcompensate by saying yes, thinking that that will kind of bridge that connection. Let me tell you, from firsthand experience, it doesn't work. It only ever leaves you drained and tired and feeling unappreciated. So we have to learn to set different boundaries for ourselves to protect ourselves from our own yeses. Number 4, mental clutter. Chaos of the mind. Think about it like this. If you have a bunch of tabs, like 50, 60 tabs open in your mind, kind of like on the computer, and the internet is constantly glitching, right? So you have all these things going on in your mind at all times, but there's a glitch. You're not able to really maneuver from thought to thought or tab to tab the way that someone else would. So you're constantly opening and closing and opening and closing, thought to thought. I constantly have all of these thoughts just kind of downloading in my mind all the time. But because I have a lack of internal motivation, like most of you, the thoughts just come and they go. There's not really any follow through, but they don't actually go away. They're always just kind of there, cluttering up my mind and creating complete mental chaos. Number 5, girl, exhaustion. Let me say that again. Exhaustion. Tired. Big tired. Super tired. Always tired. There isn't enough sleep to cure the type of exhaustion we be out here feeling. And why? It's because as women, we have this constant desire to kind of keep it all together. And the effort and the energy that you are exhausting into doing that is exhausting you mentally, physically, emotionally. Like I said, there is not enough sleep to cure that exhaustion. So let's do a quick check-in. Let me ask you, does any of that sound or feel familiar? You ain't gotta say nothing. I know it does. And if it's okay with you, I'll share just a little bit of my own story. If you watched my last vlog, then you know that I've been recently diagnosed with ADHD myself, and I've started taking medication. That one was a hard one for me just because of my own traumas around addiction. But that's also why I chose Vyvanse over some of the other stimulant medications. Because while I've never done drugs recreationally, and most of the time not even with a prescription, I didn't want to risk it. So I chose Vyvanse. And when I was talking to my doctor, I expressed all of these things to her, and she sat with me, she listened, she allowed me to be vulnerable, and she gave me the options, and I chose the one that was right for me. And I'm not gonna lie, the Vyvanse really has been helping a ton. I even have moments where I'm just a little bit disappointed in myself, and even a little disappointed in the system and in the profession that I even call home for myself, and not really seeing it before. Because just imagine if I had really had the tools and the medication that I needed early on, oh baby, I would be unstoppable. I'm doing good already, but just imagine if I had really had the help before. Just imagine if you had really had the help before. But it's not too late. Just like it wasn't too late for me, it's not too late for you either. It is so important for us to get that assessment and get that diagnosis. And if medication is something that you want to participate in, for us to be able to do that. But even if you don't want to go the medication route, just having a name for it. When I was talking to the lady who did my assessment, I felt so seen, right? It felt like there were answers for all the questions in my head. You know, I spent my whole life feeling lazy, like I didn't have enough hustle, like something was just wrong with me, right? Like I was missing something that I saw other people just kind of have. I've been in relationship with people, related to people in my own family that just have an internal drive, right? If they want something, if they want to do something, if they set their mind to it, they just do it, right? My sister's like that. She's absolutely amazing and I love her. But I wasn't. I have big dreams and big ideas, but the follow through is trash. Not because I'm trash, not because I'm lazy, and not because I don't want it. I just have ADHD. And while social media will make you feel like, oh, it's just a buzzword, everybody thinks they have ADHD, if this is something that you are genuinely struggling with, you know it's not a buzzword because it's affecting your day-to-day life the same way it was affecting mine. And while I was still able to accomplish things and check boxes, it was hard. Really hard. We're not gonna cry. It was beyond difficult. And it took so much just to do little things. It takes so much effort and energy to do or accomplish anything when you have ADHD. And so all the shame that we experience, all of these big emotions that we experience, I want you to give yourself permission to give yourself grace. This is not your fault. You are not lazy. You are not incapable. You are not incompetent. And this is not your fault. I'm over here talking to you and to me. We both needed that message right there. So sis, if this resonated with you, and I truly hope it did, just know you are not alone in this. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You might just be a woman with ADHD living in a world that doesn't see you clearly yet. So drop a comment if any of these signs felt like your story. If you related to any of those signs, let me know in the comment section. And if you want to see me talk about my first few days on Vivant, check out my last vlog. I'll have it linked below. And sis, you don't have to carry this alone. You deserve support. You deserve healing. And you deserve to be seen. And just know, I see you. I'm right here with you. Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. It means so much to me. If you like videos like this, please make sure you like the video. Drop me a comment below and make sure you subscribe. All that engagement really means a lot to me. And on top of that, it really helps to boost my channel. And as always, I love you and I hope you have an amazingly blessed day. Mwah! Bye. I'm looking for, yeah, it's that bird in the VIP.